and you have it at the back of your mind that someone else is coming to take over. It's like they are breathing down your neck. You may decide to say, okay, since another person is coming to take over, let me just do what I can do now, and see what happens next.
Okay, so that's it. We'll keep our eyes on the girls. Florence Omagbemi, you can see her right there, dishing out instructions. The girl have been able to qualify for the African Women Cup of Nations, but will the Nigerian Football Federation be bold enough to keep her on the job? We will know in the next couple of weeks. I mean, as Onye said, we need to decide quickly what we want to do. Are we sticking to her? Let's give her the job to do. If we are not, let's know what direction we are headed. All right, that's that for the Super Falcons. Once again, we congratulate them for what they've been able to do. But let's come now very quickly to domestic football in Nigeria. Let's spend the next few minutes to take a look at happenings on the domestic scene, the Nigerian Professional Football League. Today, we had 2 rescheduled games decided, and they were very, very dramatic encounters in Akure and in Makurdi, where those 2 games were played. In Akure, today, we had Sunshine Stars. They needed a late winner from Afolabi Okiki to beat Enyimba by 2-1. And of course, in Makurdi, we had Nasarawa United beating Giwa FC 3-1. All right, so Sunshine, we had the chairman of Sunshine on the show on Monday, and he told us that the sun will begin to shine from this encounter. They've been able to do it, only beating Enyimba 2-0. Enyimba complained about Sunshine's second goal, that it looked like it was offside, but the referee is the man that will judge whether it was an offside goal or not. Sunshine will be going on with the 3 points.
Yeah, even in Europe, if there are situations of controversy, you have to look at it from various angles. The match referees will look at it from various angles. So we cannot really say, yes, maybe Enyimba may have reasons to complain, but the results will stand. And in that game, like Tony, like you said, it was dramatic because Ifeanyi Anemena got a red card.
Enyimba ended with 10 men.
In the second half, in the first half, I beg your pardon, on his, when he brought down Benjamin Francis, who is also ironically a defender.
Overlapping defender.
The defender. So they played the rest of the second half
with 10 men.
And if I Anemene, struck a good partnership with Chinedu Doji when they played
Sahel
last Sunday.
And they are not able to replicate it against against Sunshine.
Such a pity for him, playing continental and traveling from the southeast to the southwest and all those things. Maybe Enyimba should fancy their chances. If they continue the way they are doing, perhaps the gap is widening.
Yeah,
you have
Enyimba have not picked a point on the road this season. Well, we could say maybe the distractions of the CAF Champions League, but champion stuff is when you are able to focus on all that you are doing at the same time and be competitive in all the competitions you are in.
Yeah,
they've lost all their away games this season, and that should be a source of worry because the other teams are pulling away.
I don't think the fact that they are playing on the continent should be an excuse because they played in the CAF Champions League before and they have done well on the local scene. So I think it's a big worry for Paula Igbogun. If you still want to retain the title, you need to pick points away, but they're not doing that. And they have depth. They have depth in the squad. I think maybe the selection of players for Continental and
should we be worried about the away form going into that game against Etoile du Sahel?
Oh.
If you are struggling to keep your away form on the domestic scene, how about on the continent when you're going to be playing Etoile du Sahel in Sus?
Yeah, when you look at it critically, Tony, you have reasons to worry because the first game on the continent against Vipers, Enyimba lost 1-0. I was in Kampala.
You saw the game?
I saw the game.
And that was the game they should have won.
Yeah,
because they had the chances.
Then the second game away against Vital of Burundi, they also lost 2-1. So it's also a worry. But the good thing is that they are scoring. They had problems of inability to score in the past, but they are scoring goals. They have to look at their away records, like you said. When you go to Sus, and you just came back from North Africa, very cold. That could be another problem for them. So I think they need to get points away. And if you want to survive Etoile du Sahel, then you have to be very compact in the defense, in the middle, and also very clinical. The few chances you're going to get, you're going to use it. We saw what happened against Wolves yesterday. They won 2 in the first leg and lost in a dramatic
advantage can be wiped out in no time.
So you have to focus with a high level of concentration. Every player, playing for themselves and making sure that
they are disciplined, particularly the defenders.
Discipline,
are very disciplined.
Very key. Because the Tunisians were complaining, even though some of their points were baseless. They're complaining that the third goal and the penalty. We saw some of the clips, and I think the referee was very fair.
All right, so that's it for Enyimba. Very worrying performance for Enyimba on the road.
Then for Nasarawa United, that's the second
victory on the bounce for
them. Not looking good for them, but they will also take some positive from this victory. Maybe could be,
just like Enyimba in the league, they are also playing home away from home. They are playing their home games in Makurdi, and that has affected them somehow. They play their contender games in Abuja, but with the quality that they have and the way they recruited, their 2 goals today were scored by Abdurrahman Bashir. It's good for us to see that he's also back scoring goals, and maybe good for the confidence of the solid miners.
Yeah, I agree with you. Abdurrahman Bashir, a player that started from ABS, went to Enyimba, pre-season. You remember the Super 4 in Abuja, was the highest goal scorer, but all of a sudden
fizzled out.
And I think he's trying to revive his career with the solid miners, and incidentally, the coach that brought him to limelight at ABS, that's Kabiru Dogo.
He's the man in charge of Nasarawa United.
We just hope that this young lad could, begin to pick the pieces of his career and do something, positive.
All right, tomorrow there will be another game, rescheduled match in the Nigeria Professional Football League, and that game will be in Warri. Warri Wolves will be taking on Abia Warriors. That game will be played tomorrow at the Warri Township Stadium. The only hope we have and our prayer is that it won't rain, because these days when it rains, it pours in Warri and it affects the flow of the game. But that game will be played tomorrow, and you can be sure that on this show, about this time tomorrow, we should be filling you in with all the result of that game and the implication of that game as well. All right, so that's the game we're waiting for tomorrow. Let's step down very quickly from the Nigeria Professional Football League. Let's step down and talk about the Nigeria National League. Onye, the big news coming through from Lagos. Lagos is in the news. We have 2 teams in the Premier League. We hope they can keep their place, their spots in the Premier League next season. But we have a number of teams as well in the National League, and one of them is City of David United, COD United. Only the big news as it concerns COD United today is that they have appointed former CAF Champions League winner, former Enyimba coach, former Rangers coach, former Kano Pillars coach, Okey Emordi, as their new technical advisor. And that's the CEO of COD United, Shola Paleye, amiable young man. Of course, with Okey Emordi putting pen to paper, that's going to be the man in charge of COD from this season.
Well, I thought it's a great statement of intent from COD. You can see how they have gone about unveiling
professional,
in a professional manner. They campaigned in the NNL, I think three seasons ago, when Augustine Egwavon was their coach. Emordi is coming with a lot of experience. At the beginning of the season, it was rumored that he'll be heading for Rangers, but the management later, decided to retain Amaka Kwabo. So I think it's a great one for them. He will be able to. He has done it before. COD is a club that we know very well. They don't owe their coaches. They have done everything in a professional manner. On match days, a lot of things, a lot of side attraction for fans. And we just hope that the Okey Emordi will also key into this and help the team gain promotion. We want clubs that are run in a professional manner, more of them in the league, so that they can set the pace for the government-owned clubs. To say that it's no longer business as usual. You have to do this in a professional manner, unveil the coach, unveil the players in the manner that is done, in a well-organized clubs in the world. And you see, when you do that and motivate the players with a good coach like Emordi, then with luck on your side, you can get promotion to the early division.
All right, so that's it for COD United. Okey Emordi will be the man in charge, and we'll be keeping our eyes on the team. They're going to be starting their campaign in the league on the 7th of May. And for those of you who are lovers of football on the domestic scene, another opportunity for you to catch up with football in Lagos is what COD United is offering. Let's move now from club football in Nigeria to the national teams very quickly. And I think we should start off with the under-23 team, the Olympic Eagles. Coach Samson Siasia is going to be leaving for Brazil. If he's not left already, the draw for the football event is taking place in Brazil, and we will be finding out which teams will be in our group. we're praying for a good draw because it's good for us to start well and be able to go very far at the Olympic Games. But the thing is, he has scored up 23